Hello and welcome to a very special SAF podcast. It is I, your eternal host and bondage slave, Josiah Biggs, here with two unlikely heroes, our soon-to-be co-host Matthew Ferrugia.
It's me. I am taking a break from being the scourge of Canada, and I'm taking a little trot off to be the scourge of Oklahoma. So please don't mind me.
And
folks.
Bjorn Week.
That's him.
We're here to talk. Well, we're going to do a little bit of a little freestyle thing. This is just kind of impromptu before they fly off back to Canada. And so they're with me in studio today with my superior audio equipment and soundproofing. And we're going to talk about Jojo Rabbit, which we just watched yesterday. Me for the second time, them for the first.
Mm-hmm. That's correct. What a movie.
Now, Matthew, do you remember the director's name?
That was the impeccable Taika Waititi.
Yes, good job.
Thank you. Also well known for directing Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, yes, but more importantly, What We Do in the Shadows, the vampire film he did a couple years back.
Oh.
He did that? Yeah.
Sounds like
he did that and starred in it, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, in fact, his only film that he didn't star in was the Thor Ragnarok one.
Oh, he didn't. Oh.
I mean, unless he was like a background character, but it wasn't somebody with a speaking role, though.
Oh, he dubbed over every.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He voice acted it. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he dubbed over every single line for Thor. It wasn't working out so well.
No, he wasn't physically in that one, though. He voice acted, yes. Mm-hmm. The Rock Monster. He voice acted the Rock Monster.
I was gonna say that as a joke, but okay.
Well, that's actually what it was, yeah. I remember now. But, so we saw Jojo Rabbit, which is, funny enough, links in with the MCU, because that's right before, Black Widow gets, stolen by the Russians, and, her ovaries get turned to dust, and then...
Yeah, this was around the time that, that beautiful blonde boy with the bulging biceps was fighting some kind of red ape.
Yeah, the timelines go along pretty well with the first Captain America movie, where you can actually see Cap beating up small German children. So strange for the MCU to decide to throw kids into the front line in a film, but boy. There we go. I'm good at projecting.
Yes, look at the microphone when you're talking, Matthew.
Pretend it's a person. It's a nice lady.
Let me give you a visual representation of my usual setup. I'm lying down. My laptop is on my chest. I know that they can't see me. Don't worry.
But you leaning back and looking further away from the mic is only making it hard.
I can speak up further. Everything's okay.
He's bouncing it off the ceiling and into the microphone.
Usually I'm like this and browsing Discord or some dumb bullshit like that. So I normally can't see.
You're shooting your airwaves into the fan and it's getting projected out the window.
I can't see my audio spikes usually anyways because I'm browsing Facebook or some dumb shit, but it's alright, don't worry.
Matthew's usual setup, he's laying on the floor.
Now, when you say Captain America, you mean Sergeant United States, right?
Oh, I mean Sergeant Punch Knuckle for the Captain of American Guard.
The Kmart variety super soldier, yes.
I mean Captain Canuck.
I know him.
And his sidekick, Bakuk.
His little boy sidekick.
Captain Canuck and his sidekick Knuckles. Oh,
his sidekick, Mr. Nipples. Oh, man.
What a great film.
It was very good.
I also enjoyed the first Captain America film.
Yeah, I had no idea that was the same director because I don't recognize his name at all. Mm-hmm. But those are two very awesome movies that he's directed in the past. Also,
are you talking about which one? Other movie are you talking about?
You said Ragnarok and What We Do in the Shadows,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Those are two of my favorite movies of the past couple of years.
There you go.
I like Ragnarok, but it's definitely not one of my favorites in the last couple of years. But...
So you got anything lined up in the future?
He's gonna do the next Thor movie, the female Thor movie.
Love and
Thunder.
Yeah,
okay. That
and
makes
so this
sense.
was a little side project before that.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna start shooting here pretty soon. So, or they already have, I don't know.
Plus they're gonna start shooting here in Tulsa.
They're gonna start shooting at Manali Port.
Oh my god.
Plus, to be totally fair, it feels weird to be like, oh yeah, I really like that specific MCU movie, because at this point, with like 26 of them, they're all just kind of blending together. So there's no point.
I'd say
dwelling
yay
on it.
and nay with that one. But I mean, technically, the what was it? The Edward Norton Hulk was the first one in the MCU. It was planned.
You mean like the Incredible Hulk?
Yeah,
What?
it was planned to
yeah.
be the first one, but then they dropped it whenever they got a new. Because he was casted by the same casting director as all the other movies.
Was that because that's the first one where they dropped the thing at the end, right? Where
Yeah.
it's like, I'm building a team of super muscle men,
Yeah.
and you're like the biggest boy so far.
Wait, hang on. Are you talking about the first Incredible Hulk movie that was released before Iron Man, or what
Yeah.
you're saying?
There were two that was released before Iron
Yeah,
Man.
but the first one was
No, there's
directed
one.
by.
No, there's two that was released before
Yeah.
Iron Man.
One.
No, two.
There's the Hulk and there's the
The
Incredible
Incredible
Hulk. And then there's the Incredible Hunk. That's my dad.
No. The Hulk solo MCU film was after Iron Man.
No.
No.
No,
Yes.
it wasn't.
I don't think you've even watched these
Look
films.
it up.
I can-
The one with Edward Snowden, yes.
Yes. I can look them up right now.
Look him up.
And before we get too off topic from The Incredible Hulk, let us not neglect to mention we also viewed The Amazing Bulk this weekend. The greatest of all superhero
Look it up
films.
right now.
Look it up.
Keep looking it up
Don't
while
change
you're
the
talking
subject.
instead of just...
We have like an hour to do this. Time is not the issue. Don't
We
worry.
have
my gosh.
13 hours before we have to go to the land of
Before
snow
you get
and honey.
reclaimed by your homeland.
Yeah, we're going to the land of snow and honey.
Snow World, yes.
Snow World 3.
You see, Incredible Hulk was 2008.
Yes. And let's look up when Iron Man 1 was.
2008.
Yes.
And guess which one premiered first?
Iron Man.
No, The
What?
Incredible Hulk.
Let's look up these dates.
Oh my gosh.
Matt, you're just digging a hole.
I'm gonna die on this hill because I'm certain
Diggy
that
diggy hole.
He's digging a hole.
Okay, so it was
Digging a hole.
May 2008. 2008 was Iron Man. Okay.
May 2nd to 2008.
Yes.
Yes.
mhm.
Incredible Hulk, 2008. Was it May? It was June.
June.
There you
So
go.
1 month, literally 1 month.
Mm-hmm.
But The Incredible Hulk was on record. It's supposed to be the first MCU film because they were planning it for 4 years before they started filming it.
Mm-hmm.
This is in director commentary that has already been released, Matthew.
I will trust you.
And then they bolstered up with Iron Man because Edward Norton, not Snowden, Edward Norton refused to keep going,
Yes,
and
he did.
that's why they got old. I'm always angry, Captain.
Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, that's why they got Mark
Yeah.
Ruffalo. It's not Ruffalo, it's Ruffalo.
Sorry, I have to be wrong about one thing today.
It's okay.
So that's my quota. Yes.
But yes, no. And so they changed the whole operation. They still had Edward Norton on the feature, but they changed up the whole situation. But regardless,
Regardless, Amazing Bulk sure was a great movie.
it was an incredible book.
The
The Amazing Bulk? I don't remember.
The Amazing Bulk and the Incredible Hulk.
I have it on my computer. Let me see.
Yeah.
But
But
no, Jojo Rabbit, Taika.
Hey, how about that
Taika
Jojo
Waititi.
Rabbit?
Yeah, Jojo Rabbit.
Probably my favorite interpretation of Hitler in a piece of media. That was quite a funny Hitler.
I know Disney really knocks it out of the park whenever they
Yeah.
cast Hitler.
That was the funniest Hitler I ever saw in a movie.
Jenny.
Jedi.
Yeah, definitely, as I said in the pub earlier,
Yes.
top 200,000 comedy dramas about World War II of all time.
Way up
Jojo
there.
Rabbit. Right next to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. In the top 200,000 gayest animes of all time.
Well,
I actually know somebody at work she's like 50 she's like in her 50s. She has like 3 sons, and she talked about that at work. She was like, my son's trying to get me to watch some show, JoJo's Dumbass Adventure or something. And he gets me in the room, and they got all these muscles, and they're like wearing nothing.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, you're talking about JoJo's Gay Adventure, the gayest show of all time. She's like, yeah.
Like, that's like, man, that's just confusing, because I mean, like, people who say Hokuto no Shinken was, homosexual, and that's not homosexual at all either.
No, it's not.
Men screaming, hugging each other.
I just think it's women on a level, just don't understand what
Male fantasy.
what male fantasy and male bonds are like. They don't understand. You got the big muscle, but it doesn't mean you want to suck on that big muscle.
That's right.
You respect it.
Hokuto no Ken is fairly straight, I'd say, overall. There's a couple moments where Kenshiro is given the camera a little bit longer than he might need to, but it's all fine. It's all fun and games, I would say.
Are you going to finish Hokuto no Ken?
I'm like a few hundred chapters in. I've got a very good grasp at it at this point.
Okay.
I'm past the Toki and Rao fight. That was a good one.
Oh man, boy, you're just like you're stuck. You're up to your knee, man. That's not.
I'm a good bit in. I'm getting pretty good.
Yeah, but you're not close to.
Yeah, like I'm not at a Kaio or anything yet. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah. That's okay.
It's the amazing bulk, not the incredible bulk.
Thank you.
Yeah. You got one thing right at least tonight.
I got one thing right.
Jared, you got one thing right at least tonight, Jared.
Jojo Rabbit.
Jojo Rabbit.
We saw the last showing in town. It had a limited wide release.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the last showing they had of town. In town. That's why we didn't watch it today. We watched it yesterday. And,
I'm glad I did. I doubt that's something I would find at any theater I have. We just got the chains. We don't got. We got a special theater, but I don't know.
I mean, that was the Cinemark's chain, so.
It's a nice chain, though. It's not like the Walmart of chains, which is Cineplex.
In fact, I think Cinemark owns I want to say 35% of the theater market, like worldwide.
Well.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I guess I don't know too much about it because I've never known it until the other day.
Because you didn't get a degree in movie theater.
I didn't get a degree in sweeping up popcorn like you did, boy.
Well, look who's talking.
Well, look who's wearing the popcorn pants now. Me, because I put popcorn on my pants. That's the only way that let me go to the pub.
Okay, so it was a comedy, a drama, and a deep satire of things. I remember I saw an advanced screening of it during the limited screening, and it had a small interview with Mr. Watiti in the beginning, in which he wasn't trying to be overly political. He just thought that everybody needed to stop hating everybody for every little thing, and that sometimes it's easier and there aren't any films about or satires really about seeing things through the eyes of a child.
Yeah.
Although he says that you don't. I mean, you empathize with little Jojo, Johannes, and you see a lot of things because that's what he sees, But it isn't like a POV or anything like that, there's still a lot of things you can interpret and figure out before he does, and it's mostly just like you're following him, not really looking through his eyes, but really just following along with him.
Yeah.
Choking on words here. Choking on air.
Choking on birds.
Choking on birds.
Take your time, no worries. Jojo Rabbit gave me. I mentioned this when we walked out of the theater, but of course I can reiterate now. Jojo Rabbit is one of those unusual comedies where I will normally sit down and watch a film and it will make me feel very lighthearted and go, oh, that was a funny comedy. I laughed at that. I sure did like Shrek or something like that or whatever. Or like you'll have a very tense or sad kind of screening, your Schindler's Lists, your classics of those kinds. Also quite relevant to the conversation. But Jojo Rabbit is one of those rare spectacles where during some of the funniest moments in the film, there's also the underlying tone of, whoops, if someone says one thing wrong, they're going to die, which is extremely bizarre, but I'm glad that I got to go through that. It's not something that you get to see every day, and it made it all the more special for me.
I mean, it may be rare for you, but it's not that rare. There's plenty of comedies and parodies and anything like that that have the drama side to them.
Yes, but to have both things be felt so intensely simultaneously is something that I don't normally get. So
Well, yeah, something you don't normally get, but
Yes.
that doesn't mean it's rare.
Yeah, it's like there's
Because there's a big surge in like the 70s and 80s of this sort of like parody and, political parody, and where there is an underlying story behind it. It's not just like it's not like a Monty Python, which is one joke after one joke after one joke.
Yeah.
I mean, there's thousands and thousands of movies like that. Oh, there we go.
No, yeah. It's not the kind of it's not the kind of film that I normally watch, but I have never been the biggest movie guy in the first place, so it's not too much of a surprise. But yeah, that was a great ass time. Bjorn, well, how did you
I
feel?
definitely I only saw the trailer, and I don't think it really portrayed the entirety of what the movie is as a whole, and like what I was gonna expect. And when I started in the beginning, I was like, okay, is this just gonna be a comedy?
Right.
Okay, I can deal with that. I guess it'll be entertaining. And I was like rolling with the first section, which was straight up just comedy. And then over the course, it slowly changed, and I was like, oh, you know what? Actually, that's much better, because it was really going to get old if it was just doing the same, the Nazis are actually pretty goofy and silly and funny,
Yeah.
Let's laugh at how thick-headed they are.
Let's laugh at these goof steps. Nothing funnier than
The goof step.
Nothing funnier than a goof step.
Yeah, that's when they goose stepped, but they had squeaky shoes.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I'm really glad that it was a very, very, very good balance of both of those aspects, the drama and the comedy. He really did a good job with that.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Who was the director's name?
Mr.
Watiti.
Taika Waititi.
Taika Waititi. Let's just say that for the rest of the podcast.
Taika
Waititi.
It is a nice name. It has a certain zing to it. I do like it.
It's hard for him, because now that he's played Hitler, it's gonna be hard for him to find work, after Thor. It's just.
Yeah, it's just.
Well, it's hilarious because if you look at any of the approved advertising, the posters and stuff like that, all of them say that it is a Nazi parody. It has to spell it out that's the first time I've seen a parody movie have to tell you that it's a
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, I imagine there's going to be a very, very, very large amount of people who don't even watch the movie and understand that it's not a movie about oh you think it's funny to laugh? People died in the war. You think it's funny?
It's not one of those, yeah. And the fact that we're parodying the background of Nazism in the first place is weirdly enough what actually made it so funny in the first place. So it's good that they stuck with that.
Well, it wasn't even about Nazis. It was just about extremism.
Yeah.
I mean, at the core of it, the Nazis were just a setting in the place.
It's what they used for it. Yes.
Yeah, because it's the easiest one to take. You couldn't really do anything in modern setting without either misrepresenting things or just sparking people's anger, but it's the most well known, so people already affiliated with the material, so they're much more engaged with it. It makes it for easier storytelling because people already know what it is whenever you mix it up. So
we all took our history classes. At least I'm hoping that everyone listening to this has all taken their history classes.
Well, these days it's hard not to not hear Hitler on the someone mentioned Hitler on the news. Or
the new Hitler 2.0, the sleeker model.
Oh yeah, yes. If Hitler was so great, why didn't they ever make Hitler 2?
Why didn't they make Hitler 2? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they did. But I can't say who that is or I'll get banned.
Oh.
From the earth. Guess who?
Susan Wojcicki?
It's Susan Wojcicki. Get out of here. No, it's fine. She can stay. We allow all cribbiters and creatures here.
She posts a lot of cringe, but she's a boomer, so what can you do?
Who hasn't posted cringe, especially a lot every single day throughout this past week?
Who hasn't performed cringe in the recent past? It is a perfectly acceptable thing, really, when you think about it. You've got to stop beating yourself up about it.
I don't beat myself up about it. I beat somebody else up about it.
Good.
But no, this was it was a very fun movie. Don't want to spoil it too much, besides just talking about tonal stuff.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll be on DVD soon. I plan to get it when it comes on DVD. It's definitely a spiritual successor to the Blazing Saddles. The most famous of all the Mel Brooks films. And something that Matthew had tried to enjoy but then passed out.
I had a long day. Big
You
boy.
woke up at 11 and you fell asleep at 9:30.
Waking up at 11 is something that I don't do these days. This has been my week to adjust.
You're over-adjusting though, you're oversleeping.
Yes,
That's
true.
why you're so tired.
I have to start waking up soon at around like 7 a.m. at the latest, probably earlier than that. School's coming. But don't worry about that too much, though. That's not the point of the podcast.
What is the point of the podcast?
Jojo Rabbit.
Uh-oh.
You enjoyed it. We gave a basic rundown. We said more than enough to whet someone's appetite. I would feel all that really needs to be said is, what would you fellas give it as a rating out of 10? We like to do that on the SAF.
Oh man, you guys do that. That's
do.
pretty boring. Out of 10?
You're an honorary member for tonight. Please
Well, he's
partake.
been on before.
You're right. You were there for Infinity War, yes, if I recall correctly.
I give it...
More like Infinity Snore.
Oh, whoa. Out of 10?
I give it... Out of 10?
Yeah.
I give it 8.5 Nazi formations, swastika formations out of 10.
Yeah.
Can't see me right now, but I'm doing...
You're doing a big swastika
I'm doing
flex.
I'm doing a very formate. I'm doing a... You know what I'm doing.
I know what you're doing. I've seen a Monji symbol before, reversed. Yeah.
Yep, those emojis.
There. I would go as far as giving it a 9 out of 10. I thought it was an extremely good time. I am a little bit less adjusted to this manner of a dramedy, so it was a little bit more fresh to me. So I got that extra little zing out of it. I'll give it that extra half point. But yes, definitely one of the best films that I've seen over the course of the past couple of years. Give that one a shot for sure, 100%. Not too much more to say without going to spoiler territory. Just give old Taika Waititi a chance. How about you, Jose?
Oh, I'm giving it probably 8.5. Yeah, strong 8. I'm gonna go into 9 territory because there are some things here and there that
The absolute plebeian, uncultured man gives his first culture movie an extra 0.5 because he thinks that there's something greater going on than there really is there.
There is.
He's got the literature teacher.
Ooh.
Oh, he went through a blue door.
That means he's a Nazi.
I do that
Gucci.
all the time. And as the guy who grew up writing short stories, I was the overanalyzer of what is the metaphor of this. So, yeah, I am often guilty for that. You're right.
As a film, I'd say it was relatively much more than above average. The way it was executed was very well done, but it's not like
It was fabulous.
Yeah, like there was some specific shots where it's like, oh man, you really thunk that out. Took him more than exactly 3 seconds to look at that and say, hey, what if we did this? It would be nice.
Yep.
It'd be a little nice. But it's like there are some parts where it's not perfect. It kind of drags in some sections. I felt a little bit. But you can't do pace perfectly all the time.
No, you can't.
Oh.
I thought it was very interesting that, I like the way that in the beginning they used beetles as like a symbol for Beatles is, even though it's not the exact same time, because obviously the Beatles was like the 60s.
Yeah.
But it was a symbol for how the Beatles ruled the world and ruled people's minds, of the masses, and was like the hugest thing ever.
Well, yeah, the
And they were
opening
worshipped.
shot is a whole bunch of Nazi propaganda on video that was on rallies and such like
Yeah.
that. That was then dubbed over with "I Want to Hold Your Hand" by the Beatles sung in German.
Yeah.
It
And
works. It's smart. Yeah.
It's like perfect side by side with exactly how they were portraying the Nazis of being like fangirls of Hitler.
Hit Lord.
What's the lore of Hitler? Well, this movie will tell you.
Well,
Historically accurate, 100%.
There was one event that go over your head whenever they really started losing, and Jojo saw right before Jojo saw the butterfly. Whenever he went up to go do the posters he saw, they were side by side and they were both crumbling, and in between it was a poster with it split in half, and that was a metaphor for Germany at the time.
I'm not sure if I remember.
He tries to put up the posters back up.
Yeah.
And then they
keeps
crumble
trying.
back down. Yeah, it's from the attacks on both fronts. And then if you look, there's a poster in the middle that's drawn in half.
Yeah.
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 I eat that stuff up. I love that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like there's a lot of that where there's a lot of exposition too, but there's some very nice visual ways that they tell you how the time is passing by.
Yeah.
Things are changing.
Yeah. Over the course of watching the film, I was doing my best to grasp how much of a time frame is this taking place over the course of, like, is this like 6 months, 1 year, 9 months, and at the end, since a good couple months, since like 6 to 9 months do go by, it is taking place over the course of like 1944 to 45, but I think it was around like only 6 months by the end, because it's almost wait, no.
No, it's exactly 6 months, because he starts out the movie looking in the mirror saying, "Oh, Jojo, you're 10 years old," and then it ends the movie with him saying, "Jojo, you're 10 and a half."
Yes.
You're 10.5.
Plus his little friend, his little fat Nazi buddy.
Yorkie.
Yorkie was 10 at the start and turned 11 towards the end. Yeah, it's 6 months. You're right. Yeah, I was trying to keep track of that through the rafts and through the cinematography. Yeah.
The raft and a half.
Riffs and rafts. That's right.
So I'll give one big laugh for all the funny scenes in Jojo Rabbit. 3, 2, 1. And one big wham for all the sad scenes. 3, 2, 1. So you don't got you ain't got to see it no more. We just summarized the entire film.
It was good.
Repeat.
But that's not all that we came here to discuss today.
Yep. We're going to be talking about how it fits in with Blazing Saddles.
We are also going to be
The first
discussing
quarter of it.
I am going to take a 5-minute break. You fellas discuss the Mr. Mel Brooks.
No, you stay here.
Oh wait, you also kind of passed out as well,
Listen,
didn't you?
You watched like 20 minutes. I watched like an hour out of an hour. 40 minutes.
Oh, fight for every minute, why don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at this man. Big film man, big movie man, as I know him as.
You can look at me. If you're watching this podcast, take a second to look at the screen. What do you see? It's me. Hey, how's it going?
Let's edit in a photo of Bjorn at that moment.
Oh wait, you just looked at
That's
it.
kind of implied. I don't know why you had to say that and mess up the audio.
Oh, you.
No, it's fine. The fact that I said it doesn't change the fact that there's going to be a big old photo of Bjorn. He's reaching for his big old Nerf sword, isn't he?
Surprise, audience! I actually deleted that picture. You can't see me. You're not looking at anything right now.
Silly goof.
You're trying to catch a little peek at me. You can't see nothing.
Now that's supporting our Patreon.
If you hit the $1 tier, you will get a firm handshake from me, from yours truly. If you hit the $5 tier, we will leak our nudes to all of our Patreon subscribers. Bjorn, you first. I'm gonna need.
We like to take our time here to read our one Patreon who donates $1 an hour.
I'm gonna need you to bite the bullet.
Oh my God!
And do the nudie photos for us. You see,
Susan Wojcicki. Oh my God!
Susan.
She's our biggest and only fan.
Yeah. She's in the $1 an hour Patreon. That means she gets meat shakes every hour.
It's a ground beef.
Thanks, fellas.
Oh man.
And that's our talk about Blazing Saddles. Oh well.
Josiah, what are your thoughts on Blazing Saddles? Hey, I have nothing else to go on. We passed out.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
No, that was a joke. The whole thing was a joke. I don't know why you don't understand.
You can just say, no, like, you're being too hesitant to shitpost. You can just go, Blazing Saddles was very good, and then go on to the next segment.
How is that a shitpost?
This is a cultured podcast.
No, that's just like a verbal shitpost. Don't worry.
No, that doesn't even make any sense.
No, like a verbal shitpost could just be you screaming into the mic.
Hey guys, I got a funny shitpost. Waka waka.
Well, it certainly made me laugh. Look at those audio spikes. It's perfect. Well done.
The audio spikes just formed a perfect picture of Susan Wojcicki's face.
Let's talk about the time at the pub last night where Matt told the mister of the pub that we were going to tip him more than $30.
Yeah.
No. I said you're going to make... Okay, this all started with Sherlock Holmes, who apparently is a bit of a cunt. But that's not what...
No, it's people who
just got us demonetized.
Well, then the problem stems with Sherlock Holmes himself.
No, it doesn't. It's because they got was it?
So he's at fault.
No.
Oh my God.
No, it's British booze. They got to read so much Sherlock Holmes, and they got obsessed about it. The books are fine.
I've read one of the Sherlock Holmes novels. It was fun. I think I read The Hound of Baskerville.
That's one everyone always reads.
Yeah.
But
no, yes, you are right though. This started with the White Lion pub, where apparently there's a gaggle of fans of the Sherlock Holmes novels who like to come in and order $5 salads and nothing else, and a bunch of water. Really, they take up a lot of space and don't really give much revenue to the bar. And the owners aren't that much.
No, then he said they don't even tip well.
Yeah.
When he was talking about the $5, he said they barely even tip $5. No, what was it? I get $15 out of it in tips for like 15 people.
To be fair, a Caesar salad could be around $5 at a pub. So
yes, no, that's fine. But whenever he's talking about actual money figures, he's talking about the tip revenue he got from them.
Yeah, 15 people, even if they all buy something that's like $5, they're making more than $30, so obviously it's the tips.
Yeah.
Right.
He said, with $15, he barely make $30 with the tips, which means that they're tipping like $2 a person, which is extremely low and almost insulting.
Yes.
And so when you said, "Don't worry, sir, we'll be spending more than $30,"
right?
It sounded like you said, "Oh, we'll be tipping him more than $30."
No,
as a party of four.
I literally said word for word, "You'll be making more than $30."
Yes, but right after he talked about only making $30 in tips from a group of 15.
Which
you didn't say anything about food.
Which group of 4 people tips $30? He should have realized that. That's crazy.
Maybe the one who just told him that we were going to tip him erroneously.
You have been seeing people tip way too much if you're going to even entertain the thought of someone doing that. That's craziness.
Oh my God.
Okay, so moral of the story is that Sherlock Holmes fans are terrible. They're the Evangelion fans of British literature.
What is that?
When you get down to it, because they're shitty, overzealous fans. Really.
Those Evangelion fans always go to the J Cafe and only tip £1.
They always go to Sakura-Con.
Yeah.
Like Garugamesh.
Who love to suck the dick of this particular piece of media. So don't worry about it. Don't dwell too much on Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's literature. Fine guy, I am assuming, probably, but those books, they're fine, I guess. Don't tip too much, kids. You have to worry about your own college tuition and rent and all of these sorts of things. Put food on your own table.
He was putting food on our table.
And not just Caesar salads either.
Just don't lie to your servers.
Yes.
He kept putting his hand on Josiah's shoulder and crunching his bones, being like, "You're gonna give me those tips, right? Huh?
Your friend promised me 30 in tips.
Huh?
No, you promised him more than 30.
Oh. I did no such thing. Okay.
You dirty bastard, I was there.
You dirty fucking vacuum cleaner inside."
Yeah, it's me. It's me. It's your boy Matt. It's everyone's favorite. So, what are everyone's thoughts about memories on fictional characters?
What?
That was my favorite Blazing Saddles moment.
We also promised a good talk on anime tape
When?
We did.
at the start.
What are you talking about?
Yes. Jojo Rabbit.
Fictional
and
characters
anime
with
titties.
big boobs that can't fit their organs.
The organs, remember?
Oh, I thought we were talking about musical organs.
Oh yeah.
All that research I did was a lie?
Yeah.
Wow, it's almost like I just did an audio shit post. Wow, that's how you do it.
That's how you do it. Well done.
Everybody in this room is frowning right now.
No.
Frowns all around.
That was his best joke because he did it off.
That was not my best joke.
That was his best joke because he did it off of my recommendation. So therefore, it's
I
a
want to
very
hear
good
his
joke.
best joke.
Why
Give
is
him
his
your
best
best joke right now.
Josiah, what's your best joke?
Well, you heard about the restaurant on the moon, right?
No. What's going on there?
Well, there's great food but no atmosphere.
Slapping my thighs together.
I can't do a drum roll. My hands are full of alcohol.
Why would you be doing a drum roll? Dun 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 dun.
No, I'm not doing a drums. What's the thing?
It's
Yeah, what's that called?
Hair and it what was it? Shave and a haircut 2 bits. Bop 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 bop.
That too.
It's a Care Bear stare.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Anyways, what's your favorite boob on a woman?
More alcohol.
I'm usually a lefty.
Lefty?
Yeah, I'm a left-hand man.
You know what that means?
What does it mean?
You'll be burning at the stake, buddy.
No,
You're a left-hand man.
No,
That's true.
A left boob man. You know what that
I'm a left
means?
boob man, and you know which hand I'm going to use on that? It's going to be the right one.
Oh my god.
There you go.
Well, that poor lady's burning
Made
at the
you
stake
think.
then. You made me stink. That poor lady's burning at the stake just because you didn't want to use a left hand.
Well, I mean, she was definitely a witch, but
Yeah. Witch titties. Number 1.
Yeah, that was the saddest moment of a Jojo Rabbit is when that witch burned at the stake for being,
She said, "Help, my titties!"
for being a lefty. Yeah, saddest scene, really. Yeah, I didn't care for it.
Took the tape out, said, "Oh, wouldn't one booby bigger than the other? One booby 1 centimeter bigger? She's a witch!"
This has never happened in nature before. One inch bigger.
You can say 1 cent, half a centimeter, maybe. 1 whole centimeter, oh my god.
Oh, I'm saying inches now. I've spent too long in the States.
Oh.
I gotta go.
you should be grateful to have such a stupid-looking face. I was cursed with a good-looking face, and I look good all the time.
I was cursed with being extremely attractive.
Nobody wants to look at me except when they look at me because I'm attractive.
That's true. That's what I say all the time.
I say, hey, I had a grenade scarred my face.
Well, that just kind of spoilers.
That was nothing. That's
I was
okay.
in the first, what?
Well, yeah, but it's a big
15
surprise.
minutes.
You don't expect it to happen.
Just cut that out.
Yeah,
Who wants to edit it?
I was also shocked when that happened.
No, why are you talking about it?
I was also shocked when that happened in Blazing Saddles right before I passed out.
I swear to God.
Yeah.
Favorite part of Blazing Saddles. You punch that horse in the face. Take that, stupid horse.
Yeah.
Candygram for Mr. Mungo. Candygram for Mr.
Candygram for Mungo?
Ooh. You're the only man So ever treat Mungo like a real person. Mungo ain't gay. Yeah, it's hilarious. I always forget Don Cheadle's in that movie.
Don Cheeto?
Yeah.
Don Cheeto, well known for eating many spicy
Don
Cheetos.
Cheeto. Inventor of the hot chip.
Don Cheeto does nothing but eat hot chip and lie. A lot of good memes this week.
Oh yeah, so like what? Like Stadia completely lying about its reaction rate, and people just like going up on Twitter putting all the videos of them lying to their faces about it.
Mm-hmm. I'm okay with getting into gaming news. We can muscle into
Gaming news.
Oh, speaking of which, I just got an advance. I'm a Google product member, and I got an advanced flyer for Black Friday showing prices, and they've already taken $80 off Stadia. Oh boy.
That doesn't look good.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, that's some Fallout 76 territory.
Which still continues to...
I am not caught up on a Castle Super Beast right now, but I'm assuming they're still doing clock resets on Fallout 76
every single day.
It keeps getting worse. First, the last that I heard with the episode that I'm on, even the people that were helping them bug test got their accounts deleted for running into bugs, when before it was just the people exploiting the bugs that got their accounts deleted. Now it's the guys helping Bethesda. So
well, they got the subscription now where you would get a chest with a limited capacity, and you could get private servers, and neither of those happens. If you put items in that infinity chest, it deletes all your items.
Yeah.
The people can easily get into your private servers and destroy you, and the only thing that does work is a little badge next to your name on 76 that says you're a premium member, and guess what people have been doing? Lynching the premium members whenever they meet them in the server.
Yeah.
So not only have they completely destroyed any hope of them ever making any money off this game, they then screwed people over who paid extra for a $60 game and couldn't even give them the two features that they promised they would give them for the price.
Yeah. Gosh, what's his name? Fallout Man. The liar.
Todd Coward.
Todd Howard. Thank you. People were like, he was incredibly enthused at the reveal for this game to an unbelievable degree. Like, I go back and I listen to the audio and check out that footage of 3 times the map size and all of these sorts of things, and I have not seen a game blow up in someone's face to this degree with that level of hype.
To be fair, everybody was hyped about the idea of it. I mean, nobody thought that Bethesda was going to drop the ball this hard.
No.
Like, that was a big surprise to everybody, you know?
Yeah. No, but no, like, I'm not saying that it's not a surprise. It is, but it just makes it funnier, is all.
Well, yeah, it makes it funnier, but you can definitely understand, you know, where it was coming from, because it was going to be the biggest, baddest thing they ever did.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, oh boy, is it big, and oh boy, is it bad.
It's both of those things.
Let's see, what else came out?
Anthem.
Hey.
Well, Sword and Shield came out.
Sword and Shield.
What are you talking about, Anthem? Anthem's been out for months.
No, like, I see Anthem as the sequel to Fallout 76 when it comes to the bad news thing, because boy, it's
Anthem
awesome.
has not been in the news since forever.
I am very behind the times when it comes to the gaming news, but it's also had its month-long like combo, whereas also a bunch.
Well, yeah, but everybody dropped it. That's the thing. Unlike 76, there's nobody playing Anthem. There's literally nobody playing Anthem.
You could probably go on like their servers, 6 people playing Anthem.
Well, yeah, it's a problem because there's multiplayer areas where you need a certain amount of people to play, and they can't do.
That's the best.
Oh, but no, yeah, that's old news. I mean, I'm talking about like actual gaming news that I see on the fly. Like
We're not talking about Battleborn no more.
Yeah. Battleborgs, yeah.
Battleborn.
Beetleborgs.
BattleBots.
BattleBots. Thanks, Mom. My mother texted me today, and the text was just the word BattleBots. So that's the joke for today. Don't know. I think it was a mistake. I think you're right, but that's still a good one. Yeah, big fan of that. Yeah, though I like it like anyone else. I'm trying to keep up to date with the gaming news. Just the podcast that I'm listening to, I'm a little bit behind on. But
well, that's
yes,
the thing. You should just look up. I mean, if you're on Twitter enough, you'll see stuff. But I mean, like, if you're just getting it by the third person, like reporting, then
I like listening to funny people's voices.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with you, listening to podcasts or anything like that, the cast supers, but it's just, if you're going to talk about gaming news and say you're far behind, maybe you shouldn't just have your only source for gaming news be a podcast that you're behind.
No. I am also trying, like I browse Facebook every single day, so there's that as well. So I do get my information. It's just when I'm on the way to work and back, it's usually a podcast. Yeah.
Okay.
So there is that. Yes, as far as more relevant content is concerned, Josiah, the two of us have had about like 2 or 3 good conversations about Sword and Shield. So as far as our concerns are related, we don't have to say too much more.
Well, I mean, it's out now, and
it did come out.
So there was a lot of high IGN ratings and a lot of reviews, and I can definitely see why people are liking it. It's just the they changed a whole bunch of mechanics, like so from the very start of the game, you can get almost infinitely high Pokemon. But you can't catch them if you're a low enough level. You have to get badges in order to be able to catch Pokemon at a certain level, but you can encounter them. Unlike the previous formula in which, you go through certain areas and then the right Pokemon levels, a little bit high, a little bit low, depending on how beefed your team is going to be there for you to capture and take along with you, and such like that. And so that changes up the story very much. The only bugs that I've heard are there's like a really rare chance that you might get all of your Switch data deleted off your Switch. And then another thing is that, what was it? People were having character avatars just walking indefinitely in a certain direction, and then you would separate from your shadow self, and a clone of you would just, in cutscenes as well, would just go walking into the distance.
That's not great, but it's also kind of harmless. Like, if anything, I would get a kick out of seeing that if I actually came across it. So that's not like deal breaking or anything. It's not so bad.
Also, there is a new fossil.
Problems with the new fossils?
No, not problems, but there's a new fossil feature this time around.
Okay.
In the the Galos or Gala? What was it?
The Galar region.
Yeah, Galar region.
Yes.
And so you get 2 pieces of one fossil, okay? And unfortunately, there's 4 pieces you could potentially get. All of them are from different ancient Pokemon. So what you get is a chimera. You get 1 half of one and 1 half of another, and all of them come up to meet to 4 possible combinations.
That's actually a pretty cool idea.
Yeah, but some people are saying that it's weird and body horror-ish, even though it's making a Pokemon chimera, and you can actually look up and control the typing and everything like that. It just dropped today because people have found it.
Yeah.
And
now, I'm pretty good with the history of the Pokemon franchise. This isn't their first venture into something body horror-esque. Like there's been some freaky Pokemon designs before. So.
Well, this is the only time where you're literally fusing 2 separate Pokemon together through molecular reconstruction.
Okay, fair enough. Pokemon Gen 8 fossils.
What? Bjorn, what are your take on the new Pokemon games?
I have no idea because I don't follow anything. I'm turned into an old man because all I do is go to work and spend time with 8 old people.
What's the last Pokemon game that you played?
Pokemon Red. Game Boy.
Byron?
Of course, this man is a Gen 1er.
Actually, it was probably like Gen 3, but I only got 80% of the way through, and then I lost the game somewhere.
You just lost. You had to start.
No, I dropped in my bag of potato chips and accidentally ate it.
Like all good Pokemon players.
Well, wait, no. Which gen was the first like DS Pokemon game?
4.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
So you got Diamond, Pearl, or Platinum.
Yeah, it's Diamond Pearl.
Yeah, there you go. I have not beaten Diamond, Pearl, or Platinum, but Gen 4 was Heart Gold.
Gen 4 was pretty dang good, at least.
Gen 4 was Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and those are my favorite Pokemon games, actually. So there's that too.
Well, Heart Gold can go suck a dick. Soul Silver is the best one.
Well, that's just a competition of who your favorite of the two legendaries are.
There's other Pokemon that are exclusive as well.
Yeah, but
that make Soul Silver superior.
Yeah, but the big draw is who is on the box.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, I guess.
Ho and Lugia are both competent legendaries if you use them correctly, but no, Soul Silver is the better one.
I got Heart Gold as a kid.
Of course you did. As a kid, this came out when we were in high school.
That's a kid.
You were a young adult at that point.
We didn't know shit about the world back when we were in high school.
What are you talking about?
We were tiny boys.
I was a senior in high school whenever that came out.
If I were to take a look at...
I wouldn't say I was a child when I was a senior in high school.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. If I were to take a look at myself, if I met high school me, I would go, what a fucking boy.
Well, yes, because we grow as people, but you...
Yeah. Maybe I'm just harsh on the younger generation.
You're harsh on yourself, man.
Yes, I am. You're right. Sorry.
I mean, I had a job. That's how I was able to buy it. I mean, I was able to buy a DS Lite because I had a job. I was driving.
Yeah.
I had a girlfriend at the time. Like, I wouldn't say that I was a child.
I would say that 16-year-old me was a child. Bjorn, how harsh are you on the children?
Oh man,
kids. Thank you.
I don't know. They say you're still a baby until you turn 25 and your brain's finished development.
You still have a year.
No.
You're 23.
I'm 22.
You're 22. Gosh, I keep forgetting. Yes.
Yeah, he's young.
You are a youngin.
I'm like a little scrambled egg.
I thought
waiting to be puked up.
I thought you were 23 for a second.
And if you still have 2 years, I don't understand what your math process was.
Yeah.
No, I forgot Bjorn was 22 is all.
Well, I know, but I mean, he'd still have more years next. He's 25 whenever brain development.
Yeah, brain development stops at 25. Yeah. Well, primary core brain development stops at 25. Yes.
Ooh. Yeah, like my mom told me when my sister Ella turned 25, she's like, she finally finished her brain development. She's a true formed human.
Well, that's actually incorrect because technically women's brains develop faster than men's as far as like.
So they finished development at like 15.
Yeah, about that.
I don't know how I'll say them.
Yeah, that's actually the premise behind the mentorship organization that I'm a part of. Is since crystallization, as my mentor likes to call it, is finished at 25. You've crystallized. Your brain you as a person has taken on the final form that you are going to be.
Does your mentor, he or she, do they have like those? Do they have like a lot of crystals on their body? Do they talk about charging them in the moonlight?
No, he likes to use the term crystallization. Like that's when you really solidify. So
that's not what crystallization means, but okay.
That's when we. It's best.
I think a better metaphor would be
a better word.
A better word would be butterfly. You turn into a beautiful butterfly.
It's easy to train people. It's easy to teach people up until the point of 25. He likes to call it crystallization.
Well, I think there's a big curve in that. Like some of the most development you're going to get isn't within the first year of being a built baby boy. You got to start at an extremely young age.
Yes.
Like from the day that you're born.
You've got to learn to walk. You've got not within the first day of your life. I'm saying little baby boy, like little toddler, got to learn to toddle. I know. Don't worry.
You know, it's kind of like what do you call them?
Do you know? Because you're kind of contradicting some of the things that Bjorn's saying.
No,
Baby toddler got a toddle.
No, some of the most...
Got a toddle waddle on the way into a big pit of lava.
He's saying some of the most intense development happens during the first year of your life, and you are right. Yes.
Yeah, it's
right.
like, what is it called? Like, learning curve. It's like, yeah, it slows and slows up until the period of 25, I guess. You get less and less...
Yeah.
Well, I actually don't believe that so much. I believe it's just like your brain gets filled with so many things that it's harder to learn after that point,
Yeah.
Because you're basically replacing things at that point.
Yeah.
But
More alcohol.
so I don't think it's necessarily that it's because you're mature to this and that. It's because it's some at a certain point you have so much life experience that it solidifies. It doesn't crystallize; it solidifies.
Yeah, you gotta clear the cache. In
And so I don't think it's necessarily harder for people to learn things whenever they get older, but it's harder for them to pick up things on the fly, though.
Yeah.
And retain them, perhaps? Or
Maybe it depends. There's some people who still learn things, whenever they're way older in their 80s or something like that. There's definitely plenty of people who go back to school who are in their late 60s and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they can pick up certain things very quickly because either they had a lot of experience that, learning things at a quick pace within that sort of category in their working lives, or they're just more generally have a better aptitude for it. But because there's things now that I could pick up much easier now that I've had the experience that helps me get to a faster point in learning it quicker.
Yeah, it's valid.
But no, yeah, Pokemon is a pretty cool game.
That's what we were talking about, yeah.
I might grab it used one day.
What? The Pokemon?
Grab it used?
I might grab the Pokemon franchise used one day. I can't wait for Game Freak to release the bundle of every generation in one box so I can buy the Pokemon. It's gonna be good. They'll never do that. That's a huge waste of money. Each Pokemon game on Amazon, because I've looked up there and onto Kijiji, it's getting disgusting how much for a copy of any Pokemon game can go for, but it makes sense because they'll sell for that.
Well, because it's the most beloved series.
You gotta hold on to those greasy puppies until they're worth $100,000.
Hey, whoa! These two are very handsome.
Hey,
Whoa.
Joining us tonight are Frankie and Fiona, Josiah's dogs, who I have met for the first time this week, and they are a couple of sweeties. They're just adorable.
Rocky.
Oh, thank you for that. Nice
It was Snore.
contribution.
Frankie, why do you want to fight? Why do you fight?
The answer lies in the heart of battle.
Because I can't sing and dance. Ayo.
Ew.
Arr. Rocky, why do you want to fight the Martians? There's no air there. You'll die. I gotta do what
Now I gotta beat the Martians.
I gotta do what I gotta do. Wait.
It's like that scene at the end of Tekken 5 where Paul wants to fight all the aliens. It's like, come and get me, ya aliens! Because he's beat the Mishima.
It's like, I can eat all these
left
aliens.
to fight. Yes.
Fuck you, I can eat all these aliens. Oh, demonetized.
You beat a Jinpachi Mishima at the end of 5, and then he wants to tackle some aliens. It's a very weird ending, which the Tekken franchise is not a stranger to. They love those weird endings. Good stuff.
Half-Life Alex.
Okay, I this time legitimately have nothing to contribute because I haven't touched a single second of any Half-Life.
I watched the trailer. Did you watch the trailer?
No, I'm not interested in Half-Life.
Oh.
I'm interested in the funny memes that come out of Half-Life, but I was too late into the PC gaming to really get into it. But I mean, I know a lot of stuff just by osmosis.
Well, I think it's interesting not on like just subject of Half-Life, because I think it's a little pointless to talk about Half-Life. Obviously, it's not Half-Life 3. It's some kind of other story just involving the character Alex that probably takes place in and around the timeline of Half-Life 2, probably right before Half-Life 2, and I think it's more interesting to watch what's going to happen next and find out what's going to happen with the game later because of the VR scene. It looks like one of the bigger, like an actual AAA VR experience that everybody's looking for. Everybody's like looking for the reason to buy VR. And we already had Resident Evil 7,
yeah.
but this one actually, like, it's a game that's made by Steam, which has been working on VR for how many years now?
So there's a little more promise there. Yeah.
So yeah, it's like, it's not just, well, we have Resident Evil 7 and we've made it so that
it's not a cash grab like some of the other ones were.
Yeah, it's like,
not they were necessarily bad, but they were kind of pumped out,
Yeah,
just
it seems like it's
bad.
actually been developed with the people who work on the hardware itself, and they're trying to make something that's really like that's really just goes hand in hand with VR. It's like not a experience. You can play Resident Evil 7 without VR. It's just kind of like you can have either experience.
Just
but,
add on,
Yeah, but like Half-Life Alyx is the VR experience.
Right.
You're gonna buy out your VR for $700 and play this.
I think.
Hopefully 8 hours at least game.
Let's hope. The closest we've come to a full-bodied VR experience so far is
Galgun.
Galgun, yeah.
Galgun?
Galgun's when you shoot the girls in the face.
No, I trust me. I know what the Galgun franchise is. I just didn't hear any news about Galgun VR.
It's not really much of the VR. It's a joke. Just keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, let's steamroll past this joke. I didn't catch it again. Whoops, silly me. The closest that we've come to a full-bodied VR experience, which I feel probably actually does get it since it's a port of a full game, there was a Borderlands 2 VR, which to my understanding was the full-ass thing, if I'm recalling this correctly, because when I jump into Borderlands 2, since I'm a big fan of the franchise, that's relatively often. There's always the ads on the bottom of, "Hey, did you hear Borderlands 2 VR?" And the ads eventually got replaced with, "Hey, Borderlands 3, please ignore all the things that this game's developer has done for the past year. Buy Borderlands 3." So that was interesting, but maybe I should get like an HTC Vive or something and give it a shot. I don't know.
You get one of those Chinese ones for $100 less and it falls apart because it's made out of mascarpone.
Because it's made out of China.
Mascarpone. Yeah, like that's the thing is the VR development has taken so much time. It's been like, when was Oculus the very first news or any information about Oculus coming out? Was like at least 2012 or later.
It's probably around like 2013ish. Yeah, I'd probably say around that.
That's when people were like, "Oh my God, VR is going to be a thing."
VR.
And then here we are, 6 or 7 years later, and we're still waiting for it to be legitimized and practical.
Yeah, like back when I was a kid, I fantasized about the idea of a VR gaming, and now it's become a reality. And I see people strapping goofy ass goggles on their faces.
I see people strapping on the VR sex machines and
and then
having a great time.
I actually don't care. On second thought, you can keep your goggles. So I'll stick with traditional gaming.
Ooh. Yeah, it's just like, I'm looking forward to it as a stepping stone because so far everything else beforehand has been like, oh well, we've got a bunch of third-party, more indie scene games because independent more just because they don't have a market yet. Like, so they're not making any money. They're not full-fledged. They're not full campaigns. They're all multiplayer games or like just building off of things that are already out there, like There was one. I'm not sure if it's horseshoes and hand grenades multiplayer, but one of them is basically the exact same thing as CS:GO online, and that looks like really good. But it's still not developed by the people who made CS:GO, and it's nowhere near the same level as CS:GO. It doesn't have all of the same. What do you call them?
It doesn't have that je ne sais quoi.
The je ne sais quoi.
Yeah.
I know that's not what I was gonna say, but who knows what I was gonna say because I don't know.
It's okay. Don't worry about
Yeah.
it. So I did a little bit of digging, and when I say digging, I mean one quick Google search, and the Oculus VR made its shipping confirmation. So this is a thing, and here's when it's coming out on May 6, 2015. So a little bit later than what.
Well,
we
that's
said.
when it came out. I'm talking about when we knew that we were hearing about its development.
No, but that was the announcement for the ship. So I don't think it was 2013 when we first heard.
No, well, we could look it up, but in my memory, it was definitely really, really early stages before there was anywhere close to being a consumer product. It was still in development. Like, that's when John Carmack took a break from building rocket ships and it's.
Oh wait, yeah. You're right. Sorry. Introduced on August 1st, 2012. Yes.
Yeah, like this is around the time that John Carmack was making it so that you could play Doom 3 in VR, and he was showing it off at expos.
Mm-hmm.
It's like around the same time they released Doom 3 BFG edition.
Yeah. Doom 3 is, for some of its faults, a great choice for a flagship VR concept game, because the things that
Spooky demons scare me.
the thing that game does with some of its atmosphere and lighting would lend itself great to a VR experience. So that was a smart move. Yes, I will say.
Yeah, like. So, yeah, that's the first thing I saw was Doom 3. They were showing that off, and then since then, even after it shipped, I've been seeing all these things. They had the motion controls added, and basically at this point, I think they've almost mastered motion controls. I mean, for me, motion controls have almost been mastered since
The Wii.
the Wii Motion Plus. Like,
Yeah, it had been Motion Plus, because the regular Wii stuff was still pretty.
It was shaky.
I think Wii Motion Plus is pretty underrated. Like, people really did not like Skyward Sword, but I did not see where the problems with the motion controls being accurate happened. I think, like,
I just think it just wasn't people's cup of tea, and then they just complained about it, you know.
yeah,
I think that most of the complaints about Skyward Sword weren't actually about the motion controls, from what I recall.
well, maybe
Because long stick wasn't big enough.
yeah, maybe that's not what the problem was, but people still complained about it. Like, that was the problem, that the motion controls weren't accurate. Maybe they could have made the game better suited for motion controls and just made it a better game overall. But there's no blaming the motion controls.
Yeah.
They're perfectly accurate in that game. There was not a single time where if you would swipe in a certain direction and you did it accurately enough that it would go in like a.
Well, see, that was the amazing thing, because, you know, Wii Sports came with the original Wii, and then once you got the Motion Plus, the Wii Sports Resort, whenever you did that, it was so much better of a game.
Yeah.
And you got to do a lot more range of motions and a lot more technical stuff.
Yeah.
And I really liked the Resort way more than the regular Sports.
Me too, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, me too.
Hashtag me too. Oh! That's the hashtag of the day.
Hashtag of the day. If you go on
We're
Twitter,
going after you, George Takei. We know you raped that guy. We know you roofied him and took him back to your apartment in the 70s.
Yeah.
George Takei, the buttfuck guy.
George Takei, the big gay.
We all knew that. We all knew that already.
Yeah.
We've known
I mean,
that.
it's so old that Family Guy's been making jokes in season 1 about
We've
it.
known that since the 1940s, before he was even on TV.
Yeah.
Before he's even born.
Before he was even born.
The first season of a Family Guy back in 1940. Yeah.
Oh,
It was back when it was called Father of the
Nuclear Family.
Yeah. Back when it was
Father of the Family.
Father of Family.
Family Guy season 0, Yellow Family. Yes, I do recall that season. That's a beloved one.
Oh yeah, now we're in Family Guy Shippuden 2.
Yes. Now we're in Family Guy Doe.
Now we're in Family Guy Son of Ogre, and that might be the best one yet.
You know why they call it Bakido, right?
No, I don't.
Because Do is like the D-O-U is like the kanji for like strength. Like that's like,
Ooh.
yeah.
Is this when he's becoming the strongest?
Yeah,
or he's
that's-
fighting the strongest people?
No, Bakido is after a certain event happens.
Oh my god. He gets the banana sticker.
He finally learns the banana slammer.
Yeah, he does.
Banana Slammer!
And he looks down at his hands and
Love,
says,
love.
"This will let me defeat my fathers."
He looks down at his muscle-ripped hands and he says,
My love for you is like a golden banana.
my love for you is like a truck.
Berserker.
Grappler!
Berserker.
Did he just say make a fucking?
Mm-hmm. Did he just
man.
say making fuck?
Make a fuck?
Mm.
And also, yeah, watching the VR development, I keep seeing these things. They had the motion controls, and just a couple years ago, I think they mastered it. It looks like there's nothing wrong with the accuracy whatsoever. It's perfect and doesn't really have any lag problems. I think that it just needs to be worked into different kind of hardware. Like right now, you've got basically a controller where it looks like you're holding on to kind of a gun handle, kind of just like a nunchuck from the Wii, with a little circle on it. But I don't think it'd be very hard at all to turn that into like a power glove sort of deal. Like back then, they were just using the concept where when you bend a tube in your finger, the sensor doesn't read the light anymore, and we've come a far way. We can probably do something a little more accurate and practical right now.
The motion controls have come a fair way since then, so yeah, nothing wrong with that.
There's probably somebody working on their own prototypes, some third party,
Oh yeah.
but I guess for now they're just rolling with the controllers until they work out the actual important kinks of VR itself with the headset.
There are a lot of kinks.
There are a lot of kinks with the headset.
Some
That's
more
why I have the Sex Fuck Machine VR add-on.
Some more acceptable than others. Now you might know this better.
Yeah?
You might know this better than
You
me.
may Nikki.
You may know this. Okay, so I dropped the Zelda franchise after Majora's Mask. Do you know if Twilight Princess
Haven't played it.
had these big motion control foibles that like Skyward Sword didn't? Or
No.
something?
Twilight Princess doesn't have motion controls
Because it was before the Wii.
because it was GameCube and
Yeah,
then
it was
ported to the Wii.
Yeah.
No, Twilight Princess was released for the Wii and GameCube at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was built to be played with both. So
Yeah, it didn't have motion controls, yeah.
yeah.
But if anything, that no. It did have a motion controls.
Did it?
Yeah.
If it did, then it was just whack the stick to make a slash,
Make
and
a
it didn't
poopy,
have
yeah.
any directional.
I don't remember hearing anything about motion controls when Twilight Princess came out.
Yeah.
You can use it to like aim arrows, probably.
There's Link's crossbow training for the
Yeah,
Wii.
that was
but
a separate
it.
game.
Like that's the only thing I remember besides like Skyward Sword was the first full like.
So make your point, anyways.
I
though.
saw my cousin playing a bunch of Twilight Princess on the Wii with the nunchuck and the Wiimote. No, so like you were mentioning the motion control foibles that people were reporting for the for a Skyward Sword, and since Twilight Princess came before that, I can only wonder like were they also there and even worse, or did anything like that get reported? But if you didn't play it, then
Well, I didn't play it, but I know for a fact since they didn't have Wii Motion Plus yet, and it was made for GameCube and Wii. The only motion controls they would have had was for aiming something or just slashing the sword in any direction, which gives you the same input no matter what, because they wouldn't make it so that you could slash in multiple directions on the Wii, but then slash in one direction on the GameCube. Although the entire game is mirrored on the Wii and GameCube version, because that's the only... This and Skyward Sword are, as far as I know, the only games where Link is right-handed, because most people are right-handed. On the GameCube version, not only is he left-handed, but the entire map is mirrored.
Right. Link has always been a lefty.
Link has always been a stink. He was burned at the stake for having a left hand.
Yeah, the only thing in Twilight Princess was waggle, and that was optional.
Yeah, waggle.
I thought
you gotta waggle that. That was Resident Evil 4. You gotta waggle.
Yeah, I saw plenty of waggling when my cousin was playing.
But it's completely optional.
Oh, you saw plenty of waggling with your cousin.
Yeah.
Twilight Princess.
Look,
Goblin 4.
Look, Midna was a cutie. That's all I'm saying.
A cutie patootie.
I have no gripes with Midna. Out of all the sidekick characters that Link has had over the years, Midna was probably the best.
What do you mean sidekick? She was the princess for the game.
No, but like...
Of all the Tontos he's ever had.
You have your escort characters like your Tattle, your Fee in a Skyward Sword, you've got your Navi, so on and so forth. Out of all the escort characters, I always like Midna the most. I haven't played the damn game, but I've seen a bunch of it.
Is it an escort if the character is helping you?
But I've seen a bunch of it, and I liked Midna the most. She's cool.
Escort is like...
Yeah, escort is usually like an AI that you have to guide around.
You didn't want me to say sidekick. I said escort, like partner character. Like what do you want?
Escort like a lady of the night.
Health or like
what would you? She's your companion character.
Yes, the companion is.
She's your wife.
Yeah. I wish. Okay.
Get this man back to Canada.
You're coming with.
It's illegal to have sex with a goblin in the state. She's not a goblin. She's an imp.
She's an imp.
And what did imps say?
Oh, I'll go talk to Impa.
Yeah.
Imps say, "Oh,
here, Zelda, take the Triforce of Courage on your journey."
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, what was it? Have you seen the old YouTube poop, the Hyrulean dating service?
No.
That's.
We're gonna need to watch that one after the podcast.
Have you ever seen?
That sounds familiar, though. Yeah.
What was it called? We watched this video as Joey showed us of. I forget what it was called. It was somebody animated in terrible 3D CG. This fan fiction of Legend of Zelda that was a self-insert.
Yeah.
And somebody animated in 3 parts, and this is the funniest thing I've ever seen. It's like...
was it better than Final Spaghetti? Was it better than the Final Spaghetti?
The Final Spaghetti, no.
It was up there. I just remembered what you were talking about. Yeah, that was a good-ass video.
Alright, well, let's end the podcast here.
Let's end the podcast.
We'll be back at Thanksgiving, maybe. Who knows? Maybe it'll just be Christmas. This might be the Thanksgiving podcast. But whatever you're doing, have a nice day.
Hug your loved ones. Take care of yourselves.
And, don't get eliminated.
Don't get... Wow, we've really dropped that.
I know, we haven't done it forever.
It's okay. Don't get eliminated. Take care of yourself, folks.
Way new to your pets.
We love you.
We love you.